Hey everyone, it's Michelle. In today's video, I'm finally getting around to reviewing for you all these two serums from The Ordinary. So this one is the Buffet, and here is the Buffet plus Copper Peptides 1%. So if you watched my last skincare routine video, I was using the Buffet plus Copper Peptides as a gentler active, an alternative to tretinoin, L-ascorbic acid, because I was healing from the CO2 Fraxel Laser sessions. And on that note, I swear to you, it's coming. It's going to be the video after this one. I'm just scripting everything and just getting whatever photos and video references I can, just so you can actually see the difference in my skin. But this video, I am going to be reviewing these two serums. I actually noticed that The Ordinary is having a sale, a pretty good one at that. And I've also noticed that the prices of these two serums did go up when DCM announced that they are going to have a price increase. So I hope this review helps you out in some way to make a really good decision about what you should invest in for your skin's needs. So having said that, let's get on to the video. So peptides in general, I've been 1 foot in, 1 foot out of, because when I first tried the Buffet in the 30 ml size and Drunk Elephant's Protini, I kind of saw what it was doing, but I wasn't 100% sure it was the peptides. And then I became very interested in trying the Copper Peptide Serum, just because it seemed to add something extra to the peptide formula. And what I wanted to use it for at the time was, after my CO2 Fraxel Laser sessions, I didn't want to cause any type of irritation to my skin by using tretinoin or L-ascorbic acid, any chemical exfoliants. So I thought copper peptides would be a nice, gentler active in my skincare routine. So I used this one up, used another 60 mils of this, or almost 60 mils of this. I used a 30 ml one before. For the description, I'm not going to read all of it just because it's pretty excessive and I'm not here to just read the product page. I'm just going to read this sentence. So it's both for Buffet and Buffet plus Copper Peptides. This formula combines a comprehensive array of studied technologies to target multiple signs of aging at once. So for the Buffet serum, it comes in a 30 ml or 60 milliliter size, ranging from $18.30 Canadian to $32.90 Canadian. When I first bought these serums, they were not over $30. For the Ordinary's Buffet plus Copper Peptides, it only comes in the 30 ml glass dropper bottle. This one has a dark glaze to it, and it's $33.70 Canadian. So even the Buffet at the 60 ml size is still a little bit more affordable than the Buffet plus Copper Peptides, but when it comes to the two, I'll let you know which one I prefer and which one I think is worth the higher price point. So when it comes to the formula, both of them contain 25.1% of peptide technologies, the Buffet containing another 1% because of the copper peptides. The technologies they talk about, the first one being Matrixyl 3000. It's a peptide complex with palmitoyl tetrapeptide 7, which is supposed to help reduce inflammation. Matrixyl Synth 6 peptide complex with palmitoyl tripeptide 38. It claims to boost 6 major components of the skin matrix, including collagen and hyaluronic acid. Syn AKE peptide complex with dipeptide diaminobutyryl benzolamide diacetate, which is one of the Botox in a jar peptides. And lastly, for peptides, it also contains Agirolox peptide complex with acetyl hexapeptide 8, pentapeptide 18, also Botox in a jar peptides. The rest of the formula has postbiotic complex with Lactococcus lactis lysate to help strengthen the skin barrier, and it also has a variety of amino acids as well as urea for some natural moisturizing factors. And then of course, Buffet with Copper Peptides has 1% of the copper peptides, which are wound healing, anti-inflammatory, and promotes good collagen production. So good collagen is what keeps our skin nice and firm and healthy. The bad collagen is scar tissue. So say for those of us that have acne scarring, and in particular old acne scarring like myself, you will have some scar tissue underneath those scarring, which in turn makes it more difficult to lift those scars, hence why I did the CO2 Fraxel Laser. Copper peptides are also naturally occurring in our bodies, just like the natural moisturizing factors. They're found in various bodily fluids, one of them being plasma, another one being urine. And as we age, we lose a few nanograms per milliliter every year. So the idea that you incorporate copper peptides in your skincare routine is more so for those that feel like they need a bit of a boost with the anti-aging aspect or well-aging aspect of their skincare routine. Both consistencies are a lightweight gel texture. I would say out of the two, the regular buffet may be a smidge thicker than the buffet plus copper peptides, but they're more or less the same, a lightweight gel serum. In terms of application, I found I was a lot more generous with the original buffet, whereas with buffet plus copper peptides, I found just a few drops for my face and neck sufficed. That could be because the buffet plus copper peptides is more expensive by the milliliter than buffet, but I think it's because I considered this more of an active, whereas the regular buffet was more of a hydrating serum. And when applying these, I did notice that the buffet plus copper peptides had a vinegar type of scent. I think this is pretty common with anything with a considerable amount of copper peptides in the formula. Regular buffet has no scent. Even though this one smells a bit like vinegar, it doesn't bother me too much. It goes away pretty quickly. For both of these buffet serums, I did notice some sensitization happening to my skin on first use. It stung my skin, it reddened it a bit, but with gradual usage, and I would use these on a nightly basis in my skincare routine, I did notice that sensitization went away, but still with the first handful of uses, it did feel a little bit irritating. So that is with initial use. With long-term use, I finally figured out what these actually have been doing for my skin. So in general, both of them provided that lightweight hydration. For my skin, which leans more on the drier side, it wasn't enough. I did feel like I needed to still go in with something a bit more emollient, like the Regimen Lab Wave Serum, just something with a little bit more body, the Dr. G cream, just something that has a little bit more substance to it than the lightweight feel of these two serums. With both of these serums, I noticed my skin looked really nice and bright and even in the morning. And that's where overall I think peptides in general shine. I noticed this with Drunk Elephant's Proteini as well, that my skin just looked nicely hydrated and it was bright and even. So for the most part, both of these provide that. However, when it comes to the buffet plus copper peptides 1%, there was a type of luminosity and refinement to my skin that was way more noticeable than with the regular buffet serum. And my husband was also using this every night, every other night. And with his skin, I also noticed that it was just a little bit brighter, texture a bit more refined. He has really nice skin in general, but with both of us, I did notice with frequent use that our skin quality looked really good. My initial thought with peptides in general is that they were just nice hydrating ingredients. When it came to the more well-aging aspect, it does contribute to that because of that increase in hydration. I don't have a significant amount of wrinkles on my face to notice anything different with the Botox in a jar type of peptides. And when it comes to just overall well-aging acne control, I rely on tretinoin or vitamin A more than anything. I know that it helps reduce my acne, reduce inflammation, normalizes my skin cell shedding process. It lightens pigmentation that I get from my acne. It refines my skin texture. So tretinoin in general just does way too many things for me to want to put that aside and replace it with one of these. However, my interest in peptides in general has peaked more because of the Ordinary's Buffet plus Copper Peptides 1%. While both of them functioned similarly, I still notice a difference when I used this more consistently than when I used the original Buffet. And if you watched my last skincare routine video, you know I purchased NIOD's CAIS3 and I'm starting to use it more frequently in my skincare routine. I haven't been using it as often as I would like just because I reintroduced tretinoin into my skincare routine again once all that redness went away from the CO2 Fraxel lasers. But I'm not using tretinoin as often. I actually reduced the usage because I do have the highest strength. So I use tretinoin maybe 2 times a week, 3 max. And then the off nights, I'm using the NIOD CAIS3. In terms of acne, I don't think either of these two made a significant difference in reducing inflammation around active acne spots, but I do like the idea of using Buffet with copper peptides 1% because it does have that wound healing aspect, and I'm interested to see what it does for my skin long term in terms of preventing that scar tissue formation. So for those of you with acne prone skin and you feel like you're pretty susceptible to scar tissue, maybe you would consider having copper peptides 1% in your skincare routine. It's not like I noticed this do anything with my old acne scars, but for me it's just a nice thought that it can potentially help with that when I do get the ever so often breakout on my cheeks, which hasn't been in a long time. It's just been around my chin, but still that's like the nice thought behind it. And again, just being a gentler active in general for my well aging goals in my skincare routine. Now, as for the Buffet, it's a nice lightweight hydrating serum in general. Again, I don't really know what it's doing in the anti-aging department. I do think my skin looks nice and hydrated when I use it, looks a little bit smoother, but I don't have any significant anti-aging concerns for me to notice a huge difference. For me personally, when it comes to hydrating products, as some of you may know, I love using a hydrating toner in my skincare routine or a serum, again, with a little bit more emollients. So for those of you considering the regular Buffet as a hydrating serum, I think it would be nicer for those of you with normal skin types leaning on the oilier side, or if your combination and in the summertime your skin gets a little bit more oily, your skin's not as easily sensitized to drying environments. If you are easily sensitized to drying environments like myself, again, this won't be enough for you. I would opt for something more emollient. However, if you're looking at peptides as more of an active, you want to improve the luminosity in your skin, want to see a little bit of improvement in your skin's texture, not crazy, just a nice refinement. That's where I think the Buffet plus copper peptides 1% has shone in my skincare routine. And that is it for this review. As always, I hope you find content like this helpful and informative. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel down below for future videos, including my follow-up on how my skin has improved 3 CO2 Fraxel Laser sessions later. Leave a comment down below if you plan on purchasing anything during the sale. I will tell you now, I don't plan on purchasing anything. I'm going through my skincare collection still with items that are still good, but I would still like to hear about what you think may be worth it during the sale, or even if you picked up one of these Buffet serums. All right, that is it for this video. Take care. Ciao.